The Gleipnir anime is coming out in a few days, and with that being said, you should not miss out on watching it. At first glance, Gleipnir looks pretty fucking weird, and as someone who is caught up in the Gleipnir manga, I can say with confidence that Gleipnir wears its weird qualities as a badge of honor. I love Gleipnir because of how weird it is. Just look at the cover. This girl is going inside of a fleshy fursuit. What is anyone supposed to think while looking at that? And this is where Gleipnir excels in comparison to most manga. It keeps you asking, why? The main character Shuichi's ability is to turn into a fursuit, and it makes you wonder, why? Why does Shuichi turn into a fursuit? The most satisfying part about this series is finding the pieces of its puzzle. That being said, Gleipnir has a lot of replay value. The way Gleipnir sets itself up with many plot points going on in the story at a single time shows that a lot of thought was put into its story. After going back and rereading chapters, I was able to make connections with current events in the manga, and each little part of the story painted a piece of the bigger picture. For instance, Shuichi's character development. Shuichi starts off the story as a pushover, but as the story progresses and after each near-death encounter while fighting others who have crazy abilities just like him, the main character begins to slowly change after these fights, and every fight shifts the overall narrative. Every little thing in Gleipnir has a reason to be there, which is what makes Gleipnir's storytelling so special. Sun Takeda has put a lot into Gleipnir, and it shows. With such a unique premise being used, Gleipnir can easily become a classic. This series does things that only it can do, and that's what makes it so worth looking at. The power system in Gleipnir is outrageous. You get powers by putting a coin in a vending machine, and once you put a coin in a certain vending machine, you get a transformation drug that causes the person who drinks it to evolve into what they truly desire, and this leaves a lot of mystery as to why Shuichi is a fursuit. There's a lot of room for speculation as to why these characters look the way they do once they evolve after taking the transformation drug. And while mentioning the depth behind these transformations, I'm really only scratching the surface of how deep Gleipnir really is, because the relationships of the characters in Gleipnir come across to be really shady. But once you start to see more and more of Gleipnir, things will become clear, and understanding why a certain character is doing what they are doing makes the story as a whole a lot more satisfying. And with this anime adaptation, I really hope that they take advantage of a lot of the set pieces in Gleipnir, because there are so many high moments that are just amazing that I really hope the anime can reach its standards or even surpass those standards that were already set through the Gleipnir manga, because there are moments in this manga that I don't think I'm ever going to forget. And it's going to be amazing to talk about with other people once they finally see this adaptation. And not only are there crazy hype moments, but there's so much more to the story than what meets the eye. It just leaves so much room for conversation. I can easily see Gleipnir being one of the classics, especially during this era of anime, because this spring season will definitely start off insanely strong if Gleipnir is handled the right way. Because the way Gleipnir just eases in to what's really going on in the story through its well-timed pacing. The very beginning arc of Gleipnir starts off as a death match, or collectathon to be more specific, and with the introduction of many characters, you're going to be seeing a lot of crazy powers and personal agendas unfolding. There's just so much going on in this story. Like, I can't stress it enough. It's something you really just have to see for yourself, because there's just so much content in the story, and I'm just waiting to see the rest. I cannot wait to see the rest, because there's just so much stuff. I don't want to mention it because I don't want to spoil it, but if you really pay attention to what's going on, Sun Takeda has really just made it so that he can take the story into so many different directions to a point where it's hard to see what's coming. And this allows the story to just become personal, because you're going to spend time trying to figure things out, and you're going to be waiting for every piece of the plot to finally come full circle. And if that isn't a way to sell a good story, then I don't know what is. because it honestly just keeps me coming back for more and more. And those are the best kinds of stories. So definitely check out Gleipnir, because it is an anime you really have to look at. Just, it's worth every single second of it. It's coming out very soon. There's no reason to not look at this. The story is outstanding, and you're really never gonna see anything like this. And that is what makes Gleipnir a classic.